What if I told you a man tried to steal 10 million shillings by pretending to be the most powerful civil servant in Kenya? This is Kenya News Update today. Coming up, you'll discover how a brazen impersonation scam targeted a senior engineer and what it reveals about the fight against corruption. Meet Seth Omosi Rao Sumo. On January 14, 2026, his phone call changed everything. He allegedly called engineer Ksh10M Gori, a regional director at the Kenya Rural Roads Authority. But here's the twist. Osumo didn't use his own name. He claimed to be Felix Koskei, the chief of staff and head of public service. The demand was simple and staggering, 10 million shillings. The promise? To protect engineer Gori's job. The court heard this happened in Nairobi County. And then something shocking happened. Just one day later, on January 15, the accused is said to have received 30,000 shillings from the engineer. This was just a down payment on the massive 10 million shilling bribe he had demanded. But here's what nobody's talking about: the sheer audacity. Impersonating the head of public service is a high-stakes gamble. It shows a chilling confidence in manipulating the system. The prosecution outlined 3 serious charges: personating a public servant under the Penal Code, and 2 counts of bribery under the Anti-Bribery Act. When Osumo stood before Senior Principal Magistrate Selesao Kore at the Milimani Anti-Corruption Court, he pleaded not guilty. But the evidence was mounting. The prosecution asked for strict bond terms, fearing interference. They demanded a contact surety. They wanted Osumo's passport surrendered. They required court permission for any travel. And they opposed releasing his 2 mobile phones, which are key exhibits. The magistrate agreed, granting a bond of 1 million shillings. Here's the part that will blow your mind. This wasn't a complex, long con scheme. It was a direct 2-day blitz, a demand for 10 million, a receipt of 30,000, all while pretending to be a man who sits at the very heart of government. The implications are huge. If someone can so easily pretend to be Felix Koskei, what does that say about security? What does it say about the fear that a public servant's job can be bought and sold? Some see this as a sign the system is catching brazen criminals. Others see it as proof the temptation of corruption is still a cancer. But the biggest unanswered question is, how many other attempts like this go unreported? The case continues, with the prosecution getting 2 weeks to supply evidence. Do you think a 1 million shilling bond is enough for such a serious alleged crime? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more breaking news that hits close to home.